You're probably asking yourself, John Wick was in the trailer. How much was he involved in the actual movie? And as a spin-off, was it boring at all? Ladies and gentlemen, Ballerina. Is it cinema or sofa? Yo, yo, yo. Here we go again with another episode of Cinema or Sofa with your boy Tommy Graham. Tonight's episode is about Ballerina, the John Wick spinoff. Now, is it worthy of the cinema or sofa? I don't know. Guess we'll have to find out. Stay tuned in this video to see if this movie is worth your hard-earned money. Is it woke? Is the gender swap ridiculous? Or is it even a gender swap? Before we get into the spoiler-free review, I'm going to let my boy E404 take it over from here. E404, let's give these people the facts.
Cinema or sofa? Era 404's spoiler-free briefing on Ballerina. System rebooting. Loading. Assassin ballet protocols. Ready. Overview. Ballerina is a 2025 action thriller set in the John Wick universe. Directed by Len Wiseman. Film stars Ana de Armas as Eve Macaro, a young assassin trained in ballet, seeking vengeance for her father's murder. The narrative bridges events between John Wick Chapter 3, Parabellum, and John Wick Chapter 4, expanding the franchise's lore. Plot setup, spoiler-free. Eve Macaro, a ballerina-turned-assassin, embarks on a mission to hunt down those responsible for her father's death. Her journey delves into the clandestine world of assassins, revealing new facets of the John Wick universe. Cast: Ana de Armas as Eve Macaro, Angelica Houston as the director, Gabriel Byrne as the Chancellor, Lance Reddick as Charon, Norman Reedus as Daniel Pine, Catalina Sandino Moreno, Ian McShane as Winston, Keanu Reeves as John Wick. When grace meets grit, vengeance takes center stage. Cinema or sofa? End of briefing. Awaiting your verdict. Emperor of the Grim.
All right, thanks a lot for that, E404. He gave us the facts. Now let's get into the details of this movie, shall we? Now, a lot of people. Now, when I mean a lot, there is a whole bunch of people that are tired of the gender swap and the wokeness being pushed into your face, as I kind of am. So I was very hesitant to see this movie. Tell you what helped me get me out of the house and into that theater to watch this movie. I rewatched all of the John Wick movies. I would have to say twice, maybe. Something like that. Anyways, had to be reminded how great these movies are, okay? So I did go into this movie kind of excited. Was I let down? It was a little worrying in the beginning. Then you get into the actual movie, how they train Eve, all right? That's her name in the movie, the ballerina, the main character. Her name's Eve. How they train Eve and how they train the ballerinas different from the male assassins. I don't really remember what they call them in there, but how they train the women versus the men, it makes sense, okay? I wasn't that upset. Another reason why I'm like, you know what? I'm going to give this movie a shot is because it's John Wick. Man, it's a John Wick spinoff. In that universe, John Wick, I think it was in John Wick 4, he got hit by a car at least 18 times. And 10 of the times was within seconds from each other. If that can happen in this universe, it is believable that a petite, sexy, hot woman can be a very deadly, kick-ass assassin, okay? That's just what it is. They're in a whole different world. So the way they wrote it, they did it well. And the way she fights, okay, it makes it more believable. Before we get into any more details, let's just see if it's worth cinema or sofa. Ladies and gentlemen, Ballerina. Is it cinema or sofa? Cinema! Yeah! Go out, see this movie on the big screen while you still can, because it's very much worth it, okay? Very much worth the time and the money, the choreography of the fights, the choreography. John Wick, these movies are awesome. Now, there's one thing I did want to look into, because I was seeing the movie with one of the homies, and he said Lance Reddick died before he filmed this. Now, I don't know about that because he is in this movie. And I was like, hell yeah. He said it was a deep fake. I don't think it was. Okay, so yeah, he filmed the cameos before he passed away. And it looks like they agreed that he would only appear for cameos in the next films or film and such. So they pre-did this, pre-recorded. So that's how they did that. All right. So you're probably asking yourself, John Wick was in the trailer. How much was he involved in the actual movie? Now, I got to say, he did have a semi-big involvement, and I was very satisfied on how they wrote him in. It was in between 3 and 4, because remember, they don't really explain it, but remember, 3, at the end of 3, okay, spoiler alert if you haven't watched 3 and 4, okay? So just stop watching this video now and hit that like button, subscribe, comment, and go watch the movie. Get on out of here. Go on. Get on out of here. Okay, so between 3 and 4, remember, he falls off the building because he's shot by, he is shot by, oh, yes. So Winston shoots John Wick, and he falls off the building, disappears. The homeless people bring him in, and the homeless guy grabs him, which Morpheus, we're just going to call him Morpheus because it's fun. He nurses him back to health, and there's a cut scene of, I think, him training or something like that. Like, he gets nursed back to health. So in between that time span, after he gets nursed back to health to go finish the job in 4, now, in between 3 and 4, that's when Ballerina happens. In between 3 and 4. So John Wick is in this movie, is a big character in the movie, but he doesn't have a lot of screen time. But when he does, it is epic. Yeah, the Baba Yaga. All right. But in general, this was a extremely well written movie, and as a spinoff, it was great. It was a lot better than I expected it to be. I was a little worried about the whole gender swapping, because when they do that, it just seems so goddamn forced, right? And yeah, maybe they could have done another dude character, right? A dude, bro. But here's the thing. Wouldn't you be curious about the ballerinas? Because that was a prominent thing in the John Wick movie, was the ballerinas, And it's just like, that's pretty dope. That's like Black Widow type shit. You know what I mean? Maybe that is a thing. Maybe assassins in like Russia and shit or something like that, they're like ballerinas. I would love to do a deep dive on that. Where did they get that from, that image? Is assassinating people like a flow of art or something? I don't know. But it is, because it is like dancing. It's choreography when they shoot these action scenes, and it was really good. Now, I want to talk about Norman Reed's part, okay? Norman Reed, he's the guy from The Walking Dead. Dale. It's Dale, all right? From The Walking Dead. And he does a good job. I liked his acting, but let's talk about who's going to get that gold star, shall we? All right? Who's going to get that golden star? Ana de Armas! Come on down! Yeah. I'll tell you what. She's hot. She is beautiful. And everyone thinks so. She is stunning. And her acting in this was well. It was on point. Choreography, the fighting. Like I said, it was believable. She was kicking ass, man. Kicking ass. All right? And I'm sure she had to do a lot of training for this role. So kudos to her. Okay? But I do want to dedicate this video to Lance Reddick. All right? Lance Reddick, he has always was a actor I loved to see. And I'll tell you why. The Wire. I love The Wire. That show is awesome. That's when I first saw him in The Wire. I used to have these bootleg DVDs that my brother-in-law gave me. All right, and I was a kid. He probably shouldn't give them to me, but he did, and I was watching them, and I'm like, damn, this is a good-ass show. And this guy got skills. He had the skills to dance circles around most people in Hollywood, and rest in peace, man. Rest in peace. And, yeah, I'd like to dedicate this video to him. He strong dude, cool dude, awesome. Played some big roles, good roles. but I do know him mainly for The Wire. When I seen him in this movie and I started seeing him in other movies and projects, I was like, yes, my man, good for you. Good for you. And if you haven't seen The Wire, go watch it. You're probably going to hear me recommend going to watch The Wire a lot of times in these videos because I love that show. All right. Yeah, there was a movie I did see and made a review on, but I didn't add it in there. Thunderbolts had like 3 cast members from The Wire. So I was going to add that in the video, but I forgot. But yeah, 3 cast members from The Wire. Pretty dope to see them in there getting it, you know. But yeah, that's all I can say without spoiling the movie for you, you know. And it was good. Go see it. And yeah, long live John Wick. Anyways, this has been another episode of Cinema or Sofa with your boy Tommy Grimm. Don't forget, do the free thing, the nice thing, the great thing, like, comment, and subscribe for your boy to get new updates on new movies coming out. And yeah, and if you like video games, I'm about to start posting some video games. Also, got a new product back here. It's a new fan, a shark fan. It's like $300. I don't know if I'm doing it. I might do an unboxing. Might do it. I don't know if I'm gonna keep it though. I don't know if I really need it. I had FOMO for a minute. Anyways, have a good night. Peace.